Occasionally, I will get asked what's my favorite class in the game. So what I did is I decided to look at every class and decide from a fun factor, where would I rate every one of these classes if it was the only class I could play from now on? Let's talk about it. Alright, couple quick disclaimers I have to make at the beginning of this before I get a bunch of people maybe mad at me in the comment section. One, this is only my opinion. I am not trying to say one class is better than the other, or the class that I think is awesome and a class that is not for me are good or bad or anything like that. These are just where they are in my opinion, and I'm going to explain to you why I rate them the way that I do. And, maybe this will help you decide maybe the next class you want to experiment with. Also, these ratings are coming at you strictly from a PVM standpoint. I've done a tiny bit of PvP, but not enough to give any kind of credibility to where I think these would fall on a scale like that. So this is strictly from a PVM fun factor in Benjamight's opinion only. Alright, I've broken this tier list down into 5 sections. Very first one right here is must try. This is personally a class that I find so fun that if it's the only one I had left to play for the rest of my Dofus life, I would be just happy doing so. A good time is a category where it's a fantastic class, could probably still play Dofus a great deal, but I might find them a little repetitive from time to time and need to change things up. Okay is a class that I would probably enjoy if I ran with people a lot, but if I had to do a lot of solo gameplay with them, I would probably get bored of them fairly quickly. The not for me category is a class that if it was the only class I could play, I would probably find some other game to play. Not that the class is bad or anything, but just playing them by themselves, not really my cup of tea. And then the don't know category are the classes where I've had so little experience with them that they go there because I honestly couldn't figure out where to put them. All right, so we're gonna work from the bottom up on this. In the don't know category, the Ekaflip class, the Hupper Mage class, and the Osamoda would all three fall under this category for me. Now the Osamoda, I had one a long time ago, had a ton of experience with it, but that was before the big revamp. I haven't played them hardly ever since the revamp, so I don't know what they're necessarily like. So those are 3 classes that I couldn't rate them, but maybe you've got an opinion of where you would put them in the other 4 tiers. If you want to, leave a comment below where you would rank them, and it'd be interesting to see where those fall. Okay, so the first one in the not for me category is going to be the SRAM. I almost put this in the don't know section, but honestly, since the AI can see where your traps are, it totally ruins this class for me. I like the concept that you place traps, they don't know where they're at, they can walk into them, but that's not exactly how it works in this game, unfortunately, so it kind of turns the class off to me. Okay, the next one going into the not for me category is going to be the Interipsa. It's a fantastic class, love this class, played it from the beginning. And I like having one on my own multi-account team. However, if it was the only class I could play, even if I was running with people, I think I would find them a bit boring fairly quickly. I'd feel like I wasn't contributing as much as I would like to. So nothing against the class, absolutely love it, but if it was the only one I had available, I'd probably not play it too much. And the last one going in the not for me category is going to be the Uganak. Again, nothing wrong with this class. There are a lot of people out there that love this class. I even have an Uganak named Wolf Wolf. He's a blast. But if it was the only class I could play, my experience as of right now, I don't love them enough to want to keep trying to get good with them. Nothing wrong with them, but I feel like Yapper continues to get in the way because when you do attacks, he continues to jump towards the target, so he gets in the way more than most other summons from my experience. Also, I don't like the rage mode. I feel like a lot of my spells take a nerf when I go into rage mode. But again, that's just me. Nothing wrong with class. It's just not for me. All right, the okay category. This is going to be the ones that are fun to run with people. Maybe okay by myself, but I would have a great time if I was playing this class with other people. And number 1 in that list is going to be the Inutrof, my absolute favorite support class in all of Dofus. This class is so much fun, but for me, when they lost the extra prospecting and when they lost the extra set of resources from the living chest, it really downplayed them in my list of fun factor. Unfortunately, I loved just getting all that loot. I'm a loot hungry, Inutrof at heart. That really is the case. Great class, highly recommend them, and I would definitely have fun run around with people to play that class, but they just fall underneath the okay category for me now. Next there is going to be the Feka. Again, fantastic class. I have one. They're great. They've got lots of versatility. The glyphs and stuff are a lot of fun. The way you can kind of manipulate the battlefield through the ability of of glyphs, both buffing and debuffing team and enemies. A lot of great stuff there with Afeka, but I feel like running solo, they would feel a little slower in the combat strategy for me, so I don't know if I would enjoy them so much from that aspect, but running with people and doing things with people, absolute blast. And the last one going in this category, which was actually kind of a shock for me, is the Panda. I think the Panda is a great class. Most people would say if you run a team, a multi-account team, you want to make sure a Panda's in that group because they can do so much to help the team. And I agree with that, but I kind of feel like as a solo class, I personally wouldn't enjoy running just a Panda. I tend to use my Panda for positioning, for supporting a team, for tanking, things like that. And if you begin to play a Panda by itself and you need to be able to start doing damage and things on your own, I realize you could build several sets and maybe accommodate for that. But I think the way that I typically play a Panda, I would have fun running around with people, but I don't think I'd enjoy them too much just running around on my own. Again, that's just me, but I was kind of shocked to see that after I thought them through, okay is where I would put them. Okay, a good time category, obviously, IOP. It's gonna go in this category. I know a lot of people find them boring and repetitive, but I love them for that. They're just high damage, in your face, chase you down, smash you in the ground. That's all they do. They just chase and smash, and I love that. That's where I started. That's what my channel logo was originally built upon. I love the IOP class. Can't go wrong with it, could play them forever, but there are moments where I've had sections where they get a little repetitive and a little boring, but you change up your set, you change up something, and they become all fresh and stuff again. But that's probably to be said for most classes. But for me, I love the IOP. I would have a great time playing the IOP. And right behind that would be the Craw. Same thing as an IOP, but now you can do it from a distance. I'm a sucker for a high direct damage class, and both the IOP and the Craw are both of those things. You want to hit something hard from a distance, pick a Craw. You want to hit something hard up close, pick the IOP. Both are great classes. I love them. I could play them forever. All right, the next one going in the good time category is going to be the Sedita. And honestly, I was a little shocked about this. I almost had them in the okay section because I have so much fun with the Sedita on my team. But what I began to realize is it's not that they're not fun by themselves, it's just that they're more fun with a group. Because you can put the infection state on all kinds of characters. You can use their trees and block and change the flow of a map and really work things to the rest of the team's benefit. But you can do all that stuff solo as well. And what I had to realize is that they're still a lot of fun. So it's not that they're a bad class or just an okay class to be played with other people. It's just that they're even more fun when you're with other people. But I still have a great time with this class, so I put it in the good time section. Next up for a good time for me is going to be the Rogue. All right, anyone who has followed my channel for any amount of time knows my love-hate relationship for the Rogue class. I love the Rogue. I think the concept of them are fantastic. And the amount of damage you can put out, I love those damage numbers. But where I struggle is with my Yop brain. I want to charge in there. I want to start attacking. I want to start doing damage. And with the Rogue, if you want to use them well, you got to be willing to maybe give up those first couple of turns. Set up the map. Set up your bomb walls. Figure out where you're going to start putting the enemies so you can start dishing those big damage numbers. And I struggle with that. But I love this class, and I know that if it was the only one I could play, I could get really good with them in learning to look for those things. So I would definitely put them in a good time category for me. And the last one that I'm putting in a good time is the Masquerader. Now, I have not played them since the revamp, but I've heard nothing but good things about the mask and the revamp. Now, I used to have a mask again years ago, and I had it at $199, and when I was downsizing from a size 8 team down to a 4, the mask was the last one that I gave up to go from 5 to 4, and it was so hard to do because I really enjoyed the mask. So I know that if I loved them as much back then, I would love them still now, and so they're definitely in a good time category for me. All right, the must try category, and I'm going to rank these in a first, second, third, fourth place in my opinion, where they rank for me in fun factor. In fourth place is going to be the Zeller class, and I'm very surprised by that because I don't even use them very well. But I tell you what, every time I'm rewinding the position of an enemy while doing damage at the same time, then I set them up for a telefrag that then allows me to do extra damage, and then I can teleport my way by middle jumping over something to another end of the map. Oh my goodness, it's such a satisfying chain of events that it's a thrill and something that I could probably enjoy forever. Highly recommend the Zeller class if you've never tried them. Third place under must try. I cannot believe that this is where I'm putting them, but the reason I can't believe that I'm saying that is because it goes against everything in my being. This class functions completely wrong in my mind, but the fact that you are constantly toying with death so that you can do bigger damage, always just hanging on by the skin of your teeth, flirting with 7, 8, and 9 like it's some forbidden fruit that you just can't get enough of. My goodness, this Sacrier class has a way of making every big fight feel like an epic close call. I'll just be blunt, I hate that I love this class so much. Number 2. For me, is going to be the Eleutrope class. This class is puzzle solving at its finest. Just the learning curve alone on this class gives you that big sense of accomplishment. But I tell you what, being able to cast spells in directions and distances they were never meant to, landing some complex portal placement that then allows you to deliver phenomenal damage at the end of your personal crafted path of destruction. Oh my gosh, it's such a rush, and I could easily play this class forever. Now, number 1 for me for fun factor, and I've got 3 of them, so it's no surprise, it's the Foggernaut class. This is no one-trick pony, it's more like a 12-trick pony. To play the Foggernaut class, in my opinion, is almost like to play your own squad of 4 by yourself. In the mid to upper levels, these turrets can take and sometimes dish the damage of a tank. The class has a crazy number of very viable builds. They can deal outstanding damage and do big heals to multiple targets in the very same turn. It's nuts what all they can accomplish in a single turn. And whether you're running solo or with a group, I feel like they lose 0 fun factor. So for me, Foggernaut ranks number 1. I could play this class forever. If you've never given them a try, highly recommend them. All right, there you go. There's my thoughts on the fun factor of each of these classes. So which ones would you put in the must try category? What are your top 3? Let me know in the comments below so that I can see where other people rank a lot of these classes. And if you could do me a huge favor, if you haven't already, and smack that like button, I would truly appreciate it. And if you want to catch me live, you can catch me at Benjamight Gaming. I will put a link for it in the description below over on Twitch. Right now I stream every Tuesday and Friday night. Hope you can make it. Until next time, you all be safe out there, and I will see you on the next one.